Hey, welcome to Remark.
Hello.
Thank you for watching. And if you've stumbled upon this, even if you've stumbled upon it multiple times, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can do that by clicking right at the subscribe button. If you do that, anytime we put out a video, you will be notified. We do typically 2 on Thursdays, but sometimes during the week we do supplemental episodes as well. And as we get further into December, we're going to start doing some live shows, and there will be a lot of content that's coming out. We don't want you to miss anything. So if you subscribe, it's the best way to stay informed. You can also, through YouTube, click on Instagram and click on Facebook and follow us there as well. That way you get some behind the scenes stuff, you get some pictures, you get Kristin ranting and raving sometimes when she just feels like logging in and talking about why this guy should have fallen off a ladder.
That's always what my rant and rave is about.
That's only raves, only raves. So go ahead, subscribe, check us out every Thursday.
It's been a long, exhausting day. Your troubles just won't go away. One thing that gets you through these is watching cheesy holiday movies. You think that you're above them, but you know that you love them. So get ready to listen. Now here comes Kevin and Kristin.
Oh my word, it is another episode of Remark. I wouldn't use this Southern accent for any other reason, but we watched a fun movie with Southern accents. I'm Kristin Finger, and as always, here's my co-host, Kevin Regan.
Oh, are we doing this the whole time? We're going to sit here and kind of do into accents. That's going to get annoying real fast. I'm going to take this off because then my accent goes away. We watched a Nashville Christmas Carol this past week. So a Nashville Christmas Carol is about a television producer named Vivian, played by Jessie Scram, who we immediately discover is Georgia's big sister. Probably more on that later. She's putting together this year's broadcast extravaganza, which is Nashville Christmas Live to tape. Yeah. She must find a way to work alongside her big act manager, Gavin, played by Wes Brown, the man who broke her heart many years before. For some unstated reason, Vivian finds what I can only assume is Pinhead's box from the Hellraiser series. When she opens it, it begins to play O Come All Ye Faithful and transforms the prop room into an old honky-tonk, where she encounters the Christmas ghost of her deceased mentor, Marilyn Jinway, played by Winona Judd. Possibly due to budgetary restraints, 2 more ghosts, both present and past, no future, will appear to Vivian over the next 5 days. 5 days. This isn't one night. 5 days. Dickensian ghosts can do it in one night. Nashville ghosts take a little longer. It should be noted that neither of these ghosts bother to ever actually learn her name, referring to her either as Darlin' or Sugar. All the while, Vivian is trying to please Henry Ross, the network's CEO, to win the job of producing the Icon Awards in Los Angeles. Will she and Gavin bury the hatchet once and for all and rekindle what once was or never was? Or will it be the country version of a bah humbug? Kristin Finger, we could not possibly have watched such an amazing piece of cinematic accomplishment by ourselves. We had other friends come and watch with us. First, to torture somebody far away in Chicago, or possibly in Nashville, Tennessee, we have Jason Geis.
Hi, I'm coming to you from the Country Music Hall of Fame. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on location.
Jason, are you there or are you live to tape? How's this working right now?
Both. Thank you for asking.
Yep, absolutely. And also from not as far away as Nashville, Tennessee, but very nearby, I think. I actually have no idea where she is.
Yeah, I'm actually from the past, because you make your own future. So
Yeah. You don't need a future. You have your past and present.
That's about right.
I have 2 quick questions. We usually ask this one question, which is this. Jason, have you ever watched a Hallmark film before?
Yes. Many. Hallmark films.
Man.
Yeah.
Many Hallmark holiday films specifically.
How about yourself, Emily? Have you ever watched one of these before?
I have. I watched a lot of them. My sisters and I like to watch them and then talk about them, kind of like this, but we don't have like a YouTube channel. So
Right. Yeah, I guess I don't need the full disclosure of this, but Emily and I watch Fuller House and text each other. We do like group watchings in the sense that the both of us watch and text while we watch them. It's amazing.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
That is amazing.
That's technically how this sort of started, because Kevin and I do that. We'd hit play at the same time and then text each other about these Hallmark movies.
You actually have to say, I have to pee, hit pause. We don't do it like this, though. Here's my second question. This is a different one, and I'm going to go to Emily first. Do you listen to, or possibly separate question, are you a fan of country music?
I don't. And I was really nervous that I wasn't going to just relate to it or understand like the kind of the culture of Nashville and country music. I know very little about it, but lucky for me, they played almost exclusively Christmas songs.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
not a lot of Nashville at all.
And almost none. Like I noticed, like they had huge stars like Wonder Whodunit, and they're like, no, we can't afford to have you sing. Just talk. Jason, are you a country fan?
Oh, so Kevin, Kristin, I grew up in Southern Ohio and went to Kentucky for college, and my very first concert was Garth Brooks. So as soon as the delicious Sarah Evans came on screen, I was like, oh! And then Winona. So the Judds are from Kentucky and have the seats right next to the band, and I was the drum major of the Kentucky band. So Winona and Ashley Judd would often come over and play my saxophone because it was blue and white barber stripe painted. So I've met Winona Judd many times. So when she popped up, I was like, oh, my gay heart. And then, of course, Brooks and Dunn. They could not afford Dunn, who I can only assume was the future ghost. But yeah.
This is my question. So I don't like country. I hate it.
Oh, I never said I liked it.
I'm so sorry. But were the other ghosts, were they somebody?
Yeah.
So the past was Brooks from Brooks and Dunn. The present, I have no idea. And the ingenue, I don't think is anyone either, but I could.
No.
So they all are actually. They all are. Yeah. So the present was Kimberly Williams Paisley, who you might know from Other the Bride, and she's actually married to Brad Paisley.
Brad Paisley.
She's got country. But I did not know that Kix Brooks, I saw the name, and I had Kix. I was like, I'm in. I don't care what you do. I'm in. This guy, Kix Brooks. And then today, I realized he is of Brooks and Dunn, which I did not know that. And I was like...
And that's a famous country duo?
Pretty big.
They are. They're
Okay.
a famous country duo.
Kind of a Hall and Oates of country music, if you will.
Yeah.
Really?
That is the best. Yes.
Kevin, I'm glad you brought up that magical box being like the evil box from Hellraiser.
Never explained.
No.
Why was it that? It wasn't hers.
I was waiting.
The rules of magic were very confusing in the movie. Like sometimes the box would transport her, but sometimes it was an angel, but sometimes it was just a ghost being like, and then wavy stuff.
Yeah.
I felt like there were a lot of rules about
But
magic.
never was it an actual music box that played music.
No, right. Whatever that box was, you didn't wind it. It was. They never said like this was part of the past. It was a gift, or it was just
this was her mother's thing.
No.
Nothing. Nor did they explain the song.
No.
The first sense of magic in this was when she heard that song, but that other guy, the assistant, and he's like, "You're crazy. I don't hear anything."
So yeah, they did mention very quickly. I think that Winona Judd had said it was "Oh Come All Ye Faithful" was playing the night they met. That was the only reference to that song. However,
You're right.
there's another line in the movie which is every song has a memory, but they do nothing with it with the exception of that song. And it's like, why would you? Like, I was waiting for it to have like every single song would bring about that transition.
I have a big theory about this movie in that halfway through writing it, they realized they were behind and just finished it.
Jason, that's all of them.
We're done.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, it truly is, because the fact where she was like, "There's no Christmas future," and they're like, she literally, No, darling. No.
It was very romantic the way they wrote out Christmas Future, and they're like, you make your own future, and it was like, okay,
You make your future.
I love that part. I love the make your own future, except for I think that like the beauty of Christmas Carol is that you see like how horrific the future is if you don't like fix your behavior or whatever.
Yes.
But in this one, and this is in my notes, without her like meddling and changing her ways, her sister would have gone to law school.
Right.
She would have taken a job in LA, like a much bigger job,
Which is closer to Gavin.
right? And she would have been closer to Gavin, who would have gotten more clients.
yeah.
I feel like
Well, thank God we nixed all those bullets.
There's a heavy, we've started calling it plot soup, and there is a heavy plot soup that goes on in this where they start throwing in other pieces of story that are nonsensical and completely unnecessary. First of all, there was never a reason for her to have a father. We assume off camera she had a father
Never.
on this planet, right? But yeah, like he doesn't show up. He's in the flat, because then I thought, well, I wonder if this is a COVID thing. And he didn't want to be involved, but then he's in the flashbacks. And it's like, I don't know. I have no idea why.
I also don't think the main dude's character needed any other story, but they gave him the dad not being proud of him bit. And I was like, and then they just rolled up at the end like, hey son, we're here during this live recording and we're talking kind of loud during this.
I'm proud of you.
he didn't even
Also,
say anything. Like he wasn't proud. He was like, Dad, you should be proud of me. And he just stood there.
he was like,
Oh, I am. I'm proud.
the other thing was, and I don't know if you guys caught this, I assumed for most of the movie the mother had died.
Yeah.
No. It's revealed toward the very end that she just left.
Yes. Yeah. So Jason, we do something called a dead mother alert, and I was so excited. I was like, we got a dead mother alert. No dead mother alert. She left in March, if you recall. They said because
March.
There's the one Christmas she left in March, and then they flashed to the next Christmas, and she's gone. And she took everything because they're in a new house, and it's very poor, and it's like,
yeah. I guess mom was like a high stakes, like, Manhattan, like, making the millions, and dad.
Are you thinking that it's the gambler? Is that what happened? She's the gambler. She lost all the money.
And dad just had nothing to offer.
Is this the right time to talk about the bullshit premise that only one child may receive Christmas? And it must only be Georgia. And that Vivian will receive 0 Christmases from that point forward. Like,
but maybe something at her birthday.
Maybe. What cruel twist of fate were they like, did they have a 7-year-old pact? Like, Dad, I will receive no Christmases until I am a big producer. I was like, what?
The dad can't do it himself or at all. This is a dad who, had the mother stayed, never would have signed a card. We've all been there where you get a birthday card and it's all in your mom's handwriting and you're like,
He didn't understand like medium gifts. He was like, one huge gift for the younger kid.
One child.
A like garbage bracelet for the older.
It was an edible candy bracelet.
that he ate half of.
He had eaten for warmth. He had eaten it for warmth.
And then they send him to Tahiti. That's his either banishment or go to Tahiti, Dad.
This camcorder situation where
let's talk about
why was he like, I'm gonna film this little bit at the end so that way later in our life you can show it to me. They were filming a Christmas video and the kid's just like, I've got this, and then just
which then that camcorder was placed lovingly in a decorative box in a closet for later use 10 years later where the battery is still fine and it hooks up to any major television.
Great point. My wife pointed this out too, Jason. If you notice, the photos were labeled as photos with exclamation points, and as I thought of it later, those photos that were taken with a digital camera, because when they took it, she goes, let me see, and he shows her that photo and then she printed them out. And I'm not saying you can't do that, but your mother left and your sister doesn't give a crap, so who did you print those photos out for? Your dad's in Tahiti.
He's out.
Yeah. Sorry, there was a gnat. Why is there a gnat?
I just saw it fly by.
It's the ghost of Christmas past.
That's the Christmas future ghost I couldn't quite pin down.
Like, is it time to talk about her overreaction to him? Well, wait a minute. I want to take that back even one step. If I went to a party with my best friend who then just found out he got his dream job, the moment he walked away, I wouldn't be like, hey, I'm really good at stuff too. Like, what? And then she gets mad that, no, overreaction alert.
The whole premise of her redemption is so tissue thin. So she works a lot. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
She's an ambitious career person. Ooh. And then the audacity of her being like, what do you mean you won't give me a music directing video for a superstar right out of the gate? I won't talk to you for 10 years. My hand just disappeared when I did that. I'm fading out of existence.
You are the ghost of Christmas future. It's funny because even going back to that camera and the concept of the camera, the video that she shot with her, I have a fly flying around here now. This is very weird. We're all on Zoom, but the same bug is like.
If a moth comes flying through my screen, I'm gonna.
The video that she recorded that set her off to basically become this famous director was to put a camera on a tripod, hit record, step away from it while her sister did everything, and she goes, "I'm a director," and it was like, "That's
Can we talk about that song for a minute?
Yeah, of course.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
When she started singing, I literally was laughing so hard I had to hit pause. And I laughed for a solid 10 minutes. I'm like, first of all, this is not a child. Second of all, did they record it inside of a tin can? And third of all, was that the entire production? Because she finished, she's like, well, that's it for another year.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it. Producer.
I feel as though it could have a little bit more production value, and she was mad about the cowboy hat. And that was poor, what's his face? What the hell's the kid's name?
Gavin.
That was Gavin trying to be creative with production value, and she was like, hey, can't wear a cowboy hat.
Yeah. And that would come back into play. We can't use real cookies. That's not the bottle I picked. Why did you just paint it? Literally just painted it.
Just painted it.
For some reason, I have in my notes.
These are my favorite. These are the Kristin miscellaneous notes. I don't know why they're here. Somebody wrote this.
Chet Walder ruins everything.
Yes.
So he said ugly sweater comment to her at that party. Also, like, little director friend. And, like, he just, I don't know, Chet Walder. The moment I heard that name, I was like, villain.
So I'm curious everyone's thoughts, because my note literally says Chet Walder runs Galaxy Records, the douchiest douche to ever douche. So where's everyone else on Chet? I mean, first of all, Chet.
Chet. His name's Chet.
Emily, you have strong opinions on Chet.
I have a strong opinion about not understanding Fair Isle. I thought that her sweater was fine, if not nice. Mm-hmm. And for him to call it an ugly Christmas sweater, I just thought, you are a terrible man.
Yeah, when she showed up and goes, oh, I'm underdressed, I was like, I think she looks totally fine. Like, at a rock and roll party, she had like kind of a short skirt, high stockings. It's like, it's rock and roll. Like, I'm sure this is like totally cool.
I found my note on Chet. I thought his name was Chet Galaxy. I'm going to be honest.
I bet he wishes his name was Chet Galaxy.
It comes after my note of Country Christmas Live isn't live. Gasp. Wow, Chet Galaxy, what a jerk. You heard it here first. Yeah. That's my thought.
The best comedy to drama moment, I thought, was when Gavin put on that clown nose, right? He was like,
yes.
He was like so serious about that comedic moment. Like, I'm going to put this on, and that's how we know you're like a fun guy. So, little comedy, little drama.
I was unclear on the prizing structure of the vertical cornhole game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit extreme. Second place is a light up nose, but first place is a life-size snowman?
It wasn't even first place. It was just he beat her. So, so does every winner of this game get a giant plush?
Yes.
Just one moment that was maybe my favorite at the very end, when she's talking to the spirit of Christmas present, or maybe she's talking to Winona Judd, and she's like, where's the last spirit?
Yeah.
Like the level of self-awareness that she's in A Christmas Carol, like I thought was really, I don't know, crossing boundaries for a Hallmark movie.
It was. She was very self-aware. I think she figured it out the moment she was like, this is your past. Because she even questioned, like, the future. I mean, the present one. She was like, well, I'm in the present. I know what's happening in the present. She was like, do you? And that's when we found out about her sister and the assistant. Meow, 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 meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
Listen, I had an issue with the assistant. Well, the sister was the assistant. Is
The
that
assistant.
the fire? Jason.
That's the fire. I'm in a fire right now. Pay no attention. Pay no attention to Nashville burning.
This fire is live to tape. It'll be fine.
Live to tape.
It'll be fun.
Live to tape. We'll fix it in post.
So the not boyfriend, well, 6 months. I'm going to say boyfriend because he better say boyfriend or that's not going to work out.
Yeah.
But he's the engineer and he's calling cut. So he's probably more of a, I mean, he might even be the director and maybe she's the executive producer. That's
Or
fine.
he's the line producer, maybe. It was unclear.
Yeah, but here's my problem.
He had a headset.
I had such a problem with this. I actually texted a friend of ours in the theater named Dave Danica, was a guest on Remark in the first week. And I asked him, what is the likelihood within union rules that this guy would be able to record and cut and whatnot and then be on set moving props around? Because if you remember when Wes Brown shows up, he's moving props and Wes Brown tries to hide behind it. Yeah. No one knows why. Like, nobody knows why. Even in retrospect, it's like, I guess he didn't want to see Vivian, but like, she's
You
right
knew
there.
he'd have to. He was working.
Yeah.
This is also the best dressed, slowest moving crew I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They were
looked
like,
great.
they looked like LL Bean had like dressed them all, and they were just like glacially moving things around. Like, I've never been on. So I do TV production as my job, and I've never seen a set go like.
Yeah. That was union, 100%. They're getting hourly wages.
So union.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's referring to the dancers' costumes that were created. I'm just wondering, like, what sort of, like, if we were going for a Mean Girls sort of like when they did that dance look, but like sexy, but long enough for Hallmark, add a cowboy hat, but the fabrics, it was too many mixed fabrics. Please discuss the costumes.
I think my note on that is I'm enjoying the pageantry of this choreography.
It was just a lot of arms. It was
arms and spins.
Yeah.
It was arms and a look. Arm and a look. Like,
Also off camera a lot. They were like
A lot of off-camera
stage
dancing.
left and like, this must look awkward live to tape.
So I haven't watched Hallmark in a while because there was a whole thing about them being homophobic and not running ads and that sort of thing. Boy, did they go the opposite direction, because there were about 100 LGBT commercials and previews for LGBT Hallmark shows. I was like, what happened? I am going to personally tune in for A Christmas House with Jonathan Bennett, speaking of Mean Girls.
Very nice. Yes.
Because he's going to get Snuggle Bunny with that cutie patootie, and they'll finally kiss at the very end.
Jason, I feel that you're almost promoting the episode that runs immediately after this. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to spend the next hour as well, we will be reviewing The Christmas House.
Christmas House.
I was just struck by how many, I don't know if everyone gets the same commercials when they watch, but I was just struck by how many LGBT commercials there were. I was like, this Etsy
great.
one is awesome. It was great. And
It's-
they were all like women-led commercials. I was like really blown away by like, Hallmark, you seem to have done a complete 180 and hired like a real soups liberal president of programming.
Yeah.
I feel like someone must have left or got fired, and then they brought in someone new, and thank God.
Yeah.
So, because they've had the first right out of the gate, Jingle Bell Bride, multiracial couple, bada bing, bada boom. Thank
Bada bing,
God
bada
we're like, come on.
I could honestly spend this entire time talking to you about the commercials that ran during this, because it's what I do for a living, and I was truly fascinated by the whole thing, but I will not.
Could you spend all of your time talking about our Hallmark holiday hunk objectification?
goodness. Thank you, Kevin, for that lovely segue. We're going to be doing our, what Kevin just said. I never say it right, so I'll just say the H3O. So that means we're going to be rating Wes Brown on the character of Gavin from 1 to 10 mistletoes. Is he hot? Is he sexy? Does he look good? Do you want to, like, grab him? Do you want to kiss him? Or just, like, do you think he's just sexy? Also, like, what'd you think of his character, I guess, if you want to mix that in there. So I always go to my co-host, Kevin, to hear his ranking. So this is for the character Gavin. What do you think, Kev?
Well, as you said, Kristin, it's for the character Gavin, not Wes Brown himself. We've seen him in many, many roles over the years. I love Wes Brown. One of the things that I wasn't a huge fan of, and this is not his fault, but the character is... At 20 years old, he and Vivian were still in the friend zone. And it's like, I don't think it's going to happen. If you met at 18, it might happen. But this is as we have video, go to the videotape. I mean, like, we have proof as a kid, and they still are in that friend zone thing. I felt this isn't going to happen. Move on, my friend. It's okay. However, I'm going to bump my man up, and here's my reason why. When he's young, thick hair, beautiful. When he's old, thick hair, a little bit of white, just right here.
Little white, just right here.
It really is. They just gave a little dusting and was like, now you're 20 years older. So congratulations. That, my friend, every time will get you an 8 in my book.
Wow! Wow, wow, wow! How about you, Emily? 1 out of 10 mistletoes.
It was tough. I'm a big fan of Remark. I knew this was coming, so I was taking notes about mistletoes. Couple things in the plus category. In one scene, he's like busting out of his shirt. That's fun. The clown nose, a natural comedian. Also, he had some fun like wordplay. But yeah, it was weird. Like they were young and friends, and they didn't have any chemistry for like a really long time, like their whole lives. So on the chemistry front, I was like, "Whoa, that's a 4 mistletoes for me."
Wow, nice.
That is half of Kevin's. Jason, how about you?
Wow, so I may be all over the board here. So I, like, this guy is a straight hottie boom body. Like, he ticked all of my homosexual types. Plus, my ex, his name was Gavin, so that I had a hard time with that. So that lowered him down to an 8 for a little bit for me. Then he, like, again, the shirt busting, the nose. Emily is exactly right. He started moving back up again. And then I had this epiphany. Has he ever had a girlfriend?
No.
He literally, like, pined over her for, what is this, like 30 years now? Like, and he was in LA. He looks like that. And he came back from LA and was just like, still single. So, I'm going to give him a 9 because I think he's a homosexual.
Nice. That's a Hallmark unicorn right there. Never been touched. No dead wife, no divorce. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Fantastic. I find him attractive. I find him a little doofy. I have a problem with, really deep voices. We've discussed this earlier on other remarks. When your voice is too deep, you sound like a dingus. So I just don't, that bumped him down a bit for me. But he looks good in clothes. And he has a nice, like, I liked his gray. I really did. That got my tingles tingling. And he actually is a singer in real life. And I can't add that into this ranking, but he did sing for that moment in this movie. And I was like, yeah, it was okay. And I was like, maybe he shouldn't be doing that for another career. Anyway, all of that to say, he wasn't really my favorite character. I don't know. He also can only kiss under 3 things of mistletoe. Like, he will move a woman to be directly under 3 bushels of mistletoe. I give him a 6.5.
Wow. So that's a 2.13 per mistletoe? Is that what we're looking at? Just about? I did that wrong.
Incidentally, who was your favorite character, if not Gavin?
The sister?
No.
Georgia?
No, it wasn't. It was Pat. It was
Pat.
It was that
Pat.
guy.
It was
Oh, come on, darling.
Come on, darling.
Every time. Didn't
Over the
bother.
top.
I was going to say Winona Judd. She did fine.
You have to. You have to.
Jason does have to. He's got past relations. I mean, you can't.
Friends.
Yeah.
Friends with her. Golly. As always, we have our magnificent sleuths on the case because they played the Angel Tree on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. So let's see the mystery that Shannon and Aubrie discovered.
Hello and welcome to Winter Wonder Whodunit. I'm your host, Aubrie Williams, and here is the other host, Shannon DeVido. Shannon?
Hi. Shannon, sorry.
Where were you?
I was helping Santa, and I was safe. You know, wear a mask. This is my Santa mask,
Oh,
especially from the North Pole.
it's very Santa chic.
Oh, that is now trademarked.
Copyright, trademark Santa. I hope I get a cut. Look, I have double Santa vision.
Double Santa chic.
Is this what he looks like, Shan? Tell me, for real.
It's pretty close.
Is he bodiless and just wobbles around a lot?
I don't know if I'm at liberty to say. I'm gonna just say it's not inaccurate.
Noted. We solved the mystery!
Aubrie, what movie did we watch this week?
This week we watched The Angel Tree.
Oh, like the one you have in the back.
Yes, like this beautiful angel tree. And this beautiful angel, it's not Rebecca, who is the lead character in the angel tree. This angel tree's lead character is a young Aubrie Williams with a crimped ponytail and cotton ball hair, an additional coif, I don't know.
Heyo! That is amazing. You solved the mystery of how you got so awesome. It was that crimped ponytail.
The actual angel tree takes place in the town of, I'm gonna call it Pine Tree Town, because I heard Pine something and then I got sidetracked by another detail. So it takes place in the town of Pine Tree Town, and every year the angel tree appears and gives people what they need to put food on the table. So basically it just grants wishes. It starts off on a young Rebecca and Matthew at the tree, writing their wishes.
Matthew writes a wish that he gets that his dad's store gets saved so he can stay in Pine Tree Town. Rebecca asks to stay in Pine Tree Town, and one of the wishes gets granted and one of them doesn't.
It's a mystery. You'll find out.
Okay, well, we find out right after, because
Yeah, you do.
because Rebecca leaves Pine Tree Town to be a reporter, I guess. We'll get to that. The other one, Matthew, stays in Pine Tree Town and opens a coffee beanery, a pun beanery.
So it's a diner still.
Punnery.
It is a diner still, but their specialty
Oh,
is,
really?
I think so, because he wants to start a big coffee thing, right?
I didn't understand that plot point because it looked like a coffee house, and then he was like, I want to start a coffee house, and I was like, isn't that what you have?
Yeah. So they were eating there because it was like a diner, but they did like artisanal coffee, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay.
The names were based on puns, like Java the Hutt, Espresso Yourself. He
Cool
said-
beans.
Yeah, Cool Beans was definitely one.
Well, okay, so Rebecca comes back to Pine Tree Town
Yes.
to write an article.
Yes.
One article. Because in Hallmark movies, if you write one article for 2 weeks, you get paid the same salary.
Yeah.
Somehow you have health benefits. And if she writes the article, she then gets her own column on We Don't Know.
It's very mysterious, I might say. Ooh. But honestly, Hallmark, you should tell us the names of things. And if you did, like, just say them twice.
Heyo! So she comes back to write her one article so that she can have her own column on Mysterious website. She runs into Matthew.
Yes, at the diner where she left him in that flashback scene. It's like no time had passed at all. And he starts off with the bad coffee puns immediately.
Rebecca and Matthew have children that they are currently in guardianship of.
Guardianship.
One is her actual daughter, but the
Yeah.
other one is his nephew that he's trying to get along with, but he's a teenager and he just goes, yep, which
And-
is pretty, fair.
Matthew leads on that he has known who Angel is this whole time. It's kind of a will they, won't they?
Will they, won't they tell who the angel is?
She's not really sure if he really knows, and she thinks it's him for a while, and he keeps like popping up with like bad excuses, like, oh, I was just checking on this thing. I just needed to grab a tree, or like, I don't think grabbing a tree was one of them.
So I need to grab a whole tree. No, I think they did get a tree for someone, or was it for them? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it might have been for them. Part of her game plan to figure out who Angel is to interview people who have been gifted by the angel tree in the past, whose lives have been changed by the angel tree. There was a family where a dog, Biscuit, had lymphoma, very specific.
Very specific.
Yeah, the angel tree paid for all of the vet bills, and Biscuit's still alive and well.
That's really great.
That's a beautiful miracle granted by the angel tree, whoever the angel tree may be. Okay, so there was like a lady in a wheelchair, but I didn't really see her in a wheelchair. But she said she was in a wheelchair. She just said she asked for light and warmth, and then like the town helped her out, and she got the meal train, and the town opened up its heart to her.
Okay, if you were to ask for light and warmth, what do you think that would entail?
Probably a heated blanket and a lot of lamps. Yeah.
Not food. I mean, listen, I'm not going to ever turn down free food, ever, in the history of life, especially if it's food train. That sounds magical. But that's not light and warmth. That makes no sense.
I think Biscuit got the best end of the deals in all of them.
100%. We should have written this article about Biscuit and his life journey.
Okay, so she interviews these people, and all of them have been told by the angel to never reveal who the angel is to Rebecca, because they knew that was her game plan. And so they're like, we're not telling you who the angel is.
Wait. So the people who get the wishes know who the angel is? I thought that was the whole point. It's like Secret Santa, but like you never find out.
I mean, based on what they said, I really do think because they said we're not telling you who the angel was.
What? That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
No,
if no one is supposed to know who the angel tree is, or the angel of the angel tree. Angel of angel tree.
Yeah, angel of Buffy and Angel Tree fame.
No, Biscuit knew. Biscuit, I feel like, is a very good secret keeper, but Biscuit absolutely knew and was going to spill the beans. And they were like, no, Biscuit.
Biscuit's like the Air Bud of the Hallmark Channel holiday.
Hallmark pitch. Hold on,
yeah.
Time out. All right, I think that we start a series called Biscuit Tree Lane, and Biscuit Tree Lane is going to be every year you get a new Biscuit story.
So much better than a Godwink series. Honestly, I wish we could only talk about Biscuit.
Another Hallmark movie pitch. There should be pop-up Hallmark channel. We can't remember, but if I saw it in writing, maybe I would remember. Like, if it was like, popped up, Rebecca's husband died of, like, pneumonia. And, like, then I would be like, oh, I will remember that because I saw it on the screen.
There are so many wishes this year on the tree because Rebecca wrote that article. And so there are 50 wishes this year, which is the most wishes in the history of the angel tree, it seems.
That seems like not that many. I mean, how many are there normally? Like 10?
One. It's only Biscuit every year. Since there's so many wishes and Rebecca feels mildly responsible for this, her and Matthew agreed to help out. My favorite of them was when the animal shelter was full and couldn't find anyone to adopt them, so they hosted an animal night at the diner.
I do have to say, though, when they said they were going to do that, I was like, please, for the sanity of my mind and health, please don't have it inside the diner, because I feel like that is a health violation. And they didn't. They had it outside, which I appreciated.
And then after they did all of this, Matthew turns to Rebecca and says, "We slayed it."
Hey-o!
And then she's like, "Oh my God." And he's like, "Glad it didn't rain, dear." So yeah, the puns are strong with this one.
The puns are strong with this one.
So Rebecca is responsible for bringing Zoe, Matthew's sister, back for Owen, the nephew. He agreed to tell her who the angel was, and she walks into the diner, and it's a few characters you've seen already who I don't know that They had to
I did not remember seeing them.
Yeah, they were in the beginning. They were like right off the bat, and then they like up like twice again. So they're in there, and she's like, "You guys are the angel," and they're like, "Kind of. Like we're all the angels." And then Matthew was also the angel, and then they're like, "But we took over for the real angel who started this thing," and it turns out it's Mimi, who is her. That's her aunt, right?
Yes.
Yeah, her aunt, who they've been staying with, her and her daughter this whole time, has been the angel the whole time.
The whole time.
Right. And then Mimi gives her an ultimatum, and she's like, well, you can write the article and say who we are, or you can write the article and not say who we are.
Question though, can I stop you for 1 second? Isn't that just everything? Like, isn't that just how life works? Like, you can either do it or not do it.
It's one.
Right, it's an option. Like,
yeah.
There's not like a gray area here. It's like you either do it or don't. And she absolutely said, either do it or don't. And I feel like that's a very weird thing to say, because it's like, yeah,
she could have said,
got it. I have options.
But in the end, Rebecca did the right thing. And we find out that her article is getting a lot of likes, even without revealing Angel. And we find this out when they both meet at the tree, not on purpose. And then he is like, I want you to stay here with me. And then she's like, look at how many likes my article is getting. I don't even remember the sequence of this. And so he wanted her to stay in the town forever. And he hands her her original angel tree wish, which she is finally now getting. So angel tree works in 2 ways, instantaneous and the long haul. So,
so now we come to our favorite segment. What's the mystery? So obviously there was very specific mystery in this movie. This one actually had one.
Yes,
it did. Which is the obvious, who's the angel? Again, one mystery, obviously. But again, if you're gonna be the mystery channel, you gotta have more than one mystery.
Yeah.
So, Aubrie, what is the mystery?
Circling back, my mystery is gonna be, how did Rebecca's husband Greg die?
No one knows. Just
it's a mystery.
It's a mystery, and continues to be one. I think the mystery again. Does Hallmark know how the public industry works? How did these people write one article in 2 weeks on a random website and make a good living?
On to our next segment, which is Better Wishes for the Angel Tree. I think we got some good ones, Shan. Start us off. Okay.
My wish is that Biscuit gets his own movie.
Snaps to that, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
My wish is that I'm delivered unlimited buttermilk biscuits from Pillsbury.
That's a great wish. I wish for Biscuit. I wish that Biscuit shows up at my house and that we have a lovely adventure together. Probably at a dog park, or maybe even bigger than that. Like we go cross country.
All fingers crossed. I'm going to talk to this chick later and you're going to get your wish. I promise.
Thanks.
My final wish for the angel tree is to have a 3-foot pool filled with only biscuits. Buttermilk, so it's fluffy to jump into, a little pool of butter. Nom, 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 nom.
Oh man, that sounds delightful. We should just rename it the Biscuit Tree. Aubrie, take us away.
Don't mind if I do. Oh, Angel Tree the movie, oh, Angel Tree the movie, how? Who the hell was Angel?
Oh, Angel Tree the movie, oh, Angel Tree the movie, I only knew my bagel.
You were 2 hours long,
and I forgot about this song.
Oh, Angel Tree, oh, Angel Tree, you should have had
better wish.
Coffee puns and wishes.
Oh, better coffee puns. That was better.
All right, we did it. We solved the obvious mystery, but not the dead husband mystery.
Never.
Well, thank you for tuning in. This has been another episode of Winter Wonder
Whodunit?
Whodunit. Out.
Kristin, wow, one more time, the mystery is solved. The mystery of the angel tree.
Thank goodness. And this one, like, that was a mystery. Like, who was the angel? And I'm going to tell you the truth, Kevin. I guessed from the beginning that it wasn't one individual, that it was the entire town. Spoiler.
Side spoiler, because this is not what it was. I actually thought it was going to turn out to be her father. And when they moved away, he gave it to his father. And then when his father died, he gave it to him. That's where I thought it was going to go.
Wow.
Totally fine with where it did end up going, however.
Kevin, they should have done that.
They have to hire me in some capacity.
That would have been a better movie.
You know what else makes a better movie?
What's that?
A Hallmark holiday hunk objectification.
That's right, Kev. We got to meet Lucas Bryant, who played some guy. I forget what his character's name was.
Guy. His name was Guy.
It doesn't matter. We like to rate these fillers objectively from 1 to 10 mistletoe based on their looks and how they fill out a sweater. So, Kevin, how did you feel about Lucas Bryant's character, bling, bling, blah, blah, blah?
Blah, 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 blah. I liked blah, 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 to an extent. So here's where I'm at. I'm almost 100% physical on this one. And
Okay.
I don't think I've done that so far. When we talked about Meet Me at Christmas, I came out in the same sort of thing. Like, I would hang out with this character. Like, he's a really good dude. He's taking care of his nephew. He stayed in the town. He's really uplifting the town. Nice, nice guy. Mm-hmm. Here's my problem. I don't like his beard. His beard creeps me out. It's like meticulously. Now, and in fairness, if you go back, I just talked about the beauty of Adrian Holmes' beard in The Christmas Doctor. But this guy, and I know I've got the white in my beard too, and yeah, I shaved the line so I don't look like, I've been a lumberjack all day, which I have, we all know. It was off-putting, and I tried to get past it, and I really tried to get past it, and I couldn't. It almost hypnotized me through the whole and it was problematic, and because of that, my man Lucas Bryant, I can only possibly give him a 5. That's where
I'm not far off. Literally, not at all. I also gave him a 5, Kevin.
Wow.
Because, sure, he's not ugly.
Yeah.
But he's also, I don't know. I've seen this actor look better.
Yeah.
And I felt like the styling of his beard, like you're saying, was like creepy.
Yeah.
I like a tall, lanky dude. I like a tall drink of water like that. Yeah. But I think I was also hypnotized by his beard.
I mean, he's a good character. Again, he's great to his nephew. He's loving to his sister. He's very involved in the town. There's nothing, he's got his coffee puns, which were fun. Java the Hutt,
I think I would have given him a 4, but those puns got him a 1, bumped him up because there's nothing wrong with this guy. Here's something interesting. I didn't like that he definitely doesn't communicate. He doesn't know how to extend his emotional range. So, and his sister brought that up for him, and so did the other woman. But yeah, a 5. Do you think they just he walked in with that beard, or do you think I feel like he walked in full COVID, and they were like, "What can we do with this?" And then they were like, "Let's leave this creepy beard."
Oddly, this is the second time in 2 weeks that you and I our scores have aligned. It's the only times they've happened, and they've been about beards. Beards have been a common factor for this.
I have strong opinions on men's facial hair, and I should write a book about it.
A beard book.
Kristin's opinions on facial hair, coming out this fall, part of Oprah's book club.
Yeah, I like it.
Kevin, I can't go this episode without telling you the full story of this sweater.
Okay.
So it is a gorgeous sweater vest. There's a little town.
Oh, look at that.
Down here. And of course, Santa is on his journey, but don't worry, so is Rudolph.
It's funny. I've been asked by my daughter about Rudolph and why is Rudolph not always involved in stories? And I was flummoxed. I did not know what to tell her. I was like, well, and I'm like, it's not a copyright issue.
Right.
I had no idea how to answer it. And I was just like, well, sometimes they have Rudolph in the stories and sometimes they don't. And she accepted that and moved on. But I was just like, wow, what is this? Is that the tag? Are you going to return it?
This is the zipper, Kevin.
Oh, okay.
And it has a present as the dangly do.
I really thought it was a tag and you would return it when we're done.
No. This is from Mother Pauline's thrift store in Jim Thorpe, PA.
Oh, a little plug there. Kristin, we've asked for emails and we've gotten some emails.
Yes!
Let's do this without Pinocchio falling off.
My God. When did he get there? Is he protecting the mail?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's U.S. Postal Service. I had to hire him because stuff's going weird.
Yeah.
North Pole, they never lose one package, not one time.
Not one time. What's it say, Kev?
This one is from Jay Rambo, and I do want to say Jay has been amazing, and Jay is the catalyst for, if you've seen our montage video that has been playing for a little bit, that was Jay. Jay asked if we were going to do a montage video for the week of watching, and then we said, well, we are now, so thanks.
If you ask for a montage, we will give you a montage.
Don't ask for them. It's a lot of work.
Oh, okay. Sorry. We're done with montages.
So I'm not going to go through the whole letter because some of it's private, but I will say this. Jay says, Kevin and Kristin, I really enjoyed your expose on the mysterious snowman in Christmas with the Darlings. And I look forward to a similar investigation into the 2-drink guy that smiled at Megan at the party. He's referring to A Timeless Christmas. As she left the dance room and just before she met her parents. My guess is that those were his 3rd and 4th drinks, and he has been getting 2 at a time, one for his wife. Then he says, who hasn't gotten an Evite or hand-graved invitation to a gala and thought, I'm going to hit that open bar so hard. Kristin, I did not notice this guy. Did you notice him?
No. And that's the joy of having remarkers write in and tell us these amazing discoveries, because I've watched like Goonies 300 times, but sometimes if I watch it on like the 301st time, that's when I find something special. So I did not see this, and I now need to go back and watch. And Jay's explanation for this man's life, like, I want us to build a whole world of this man and why he's alone. Like, did his wife just leave him? Has he never had a wife?
Did she leave him at a party because of his behavior at one point? She's like, Clarence, you can't have that many drinks. And he's like, I can do whatever I want. It's an open bar.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Clarence could be a gala crasher. He could be someone that's just like, open bar? I've got my gala tuxedo. I'll wear it, and I'll either look like the staff or someone.
Yeah, he may not have been invited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay kind of opened my peripheral vision while watching, and I've started paying attention a little bit more so in the background. And I will say, like, if you watch Christmas in Vienna, you can see every once in a while, again, that was shot last Christmas in Vienna, and it's pretty locked down, but not completely locked down. And you can see every once in a while, there's someone in the background who's like looking like, are there cameras? And
am I in this?
In this very movie that we are watching now, A Nashville Christmas Carol, there was a moment, and my wife and I rewound it 5 times. No joke, 5 times, because I had to see if the guy was with someone. It's the scene where Gavin buys the guitar and the ornament, and they're buying things at, like, the market, the outside market. There's a moment where there's a gentleman carrying a bag who's walking by, and he turns to nobody next to him and goes, and I watched it over and over, and I'm thinking, there has to be somebody there. And I have thoughts like maybe there had been someone there, and they disappeared, and he didn't notice until that moment, or he had rehearsed it, and that person had to run and pee, and that's the take they used, so he didn't want to mess up continuity, as if that's a thing in Hallmark. But there is a guy. So Jay, that is for you. There is a gentleman. It's kind of it's our Easter egg. Go find him, where he will turn and just do this weird, goofy. So I think it might be a trademark in all their films.
I'm kind of sad because I will never watch a Nashville Christmas Carol ever again. Sorry. But now I might just fast forward to that part so I can see this guy.
I can't wait for our wrap up when we rate our movies. That's the next episode. One more question, though, in our viewer mail. And once again, if you have a mail, you have a question, you have a strange person you've seen in the background, you can email us at remarktheshow@gmail.com. Please do it. Tell us you like the sweater I wore on which week. Which one was your favorite?
Which was your Kevin favorite sweater?
Okay, so this is an interesting one, and this could be its entire episode. And obviously, we're just doing a tiny segment here. But Sarah Blask, who was on the show a little while back, says, I just finished watching you rank all the movies so far. So this is perfect. It made me wonder if you had any thoughts on something I've been trying to figure out. Is there a way to guess if a Hallmark movie will be good or not before watching it? She goes on to say, you have a lot of basic plot lines. Girl meets boy, girl loses boy, girl gets boy, and then they kiss. Some are great, some are awful. What are the indicators that we can look for ahead of time? And then she goes on, I'm going to skip a little bit ahead. She goes on to talk about how she was very wary of Cranberry Christmas because she's not a fan of when a couple is already a couple in a movie. And she generally enjoys Nikki DeLoach, so she went into it with an open mind. And as anyone who's watched that movie can tell,
we all know
it was terrible. Chris, I honestly, and I wrote Sarah back on this, but I don't have a definitive answer. How can you tell if one of these movies is going to be good or not?
It's very difficult, and I have it's a slight rubric, but not really. If I like the actor that's in it, that sways me a lot because I love Tyler Hynes, but Mistletoe Secret has the worst female lead ever.
Yeah.
But I make my way through it every time.
That's McKellar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not good.
Terrible. Yeah. And then, so it's interesting. I think you have to find out who you really like. And then if, that's one way. Yeah. But then again, the Christmas Doctor shocked us all.
Yes.
The previews did it no justice. Yeah. So it's also on the editor's shoulders of how they're cutting this together. Because the other thing is that the commercials sometimes ruin the movie. For example, the Angel Tree or the Godwink one. The amount of times in that commercial was like, that's a Godwink. You know what's a Godwink? You know what's a Godwink? When it got to those parts of the movie, I hated the movie. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's like the trailer can ruin it or make it. And I don't think that is new information to anyone, but...
No, that's true. I agree with you. But the idea of going in with an open mind, even my father-in-law was watching one of the movies this weekend because he started watching Remark, and he said, "Oh, your mother-in-law and I are going to watch this. I hope it's not cheesy." And I wrote him back. I said, "They're all cheesy. They're all cheesy." But I think you have to lower. I don't want to say lower expectation for quality, but you have to have a very open mind watching these, and what your expectation is going to be. That said. Great example is we all went into A Timeless Christmas hoping for a dumpster fire, and we didn't get that. And that was a letdown because that's what we wanted. It turned out to be a okay movie, which made it a bad movie because of that, because we didn't get what we wanted. All four people went into it thinking this is going to be awful, and it really wasn't awful. It wasn't great, but it wasn't awful. That said, this movie, A Nashville Christmas, and you can watch in our wrap-up on the next episode, I felt like it was the trash fire I so desperately wanted, which is why I really enjoyed it, and is also why it places where it does in my ranking.
I can't wait!
Yep. So there you have it. Thank you for your letters! So Kristin, I thought this would be a good time for us to try Danica McKellar one more time.
I think let's give it a shot. We've left messages. Here's hoping she picks up.
Yeah, we've left a couple messages. I think,
it's just a
handful. Some when the show isn't on, and there was one night I think I called 20 times because I knew I could get through, but we just keep getting a voicemail. So let's just try one more time.
Right.
Danica McKellar. Let's see, the phone is ringing now. Okay.
Even her ring is pretty.
Hello.
Danica McKellar. Hello, Danica.
Oh my God. Is it
No, it's not. Hang on, I gotta deal with this. Hang on. Yeah, hello.
Is this
Sorry.
James the gatekeeper to Danica McKellar?
I have no idea what you are talking about with Danica or anything to do with Danica. I have nothing to do with her. I've never met Danica McKellar. Guys, I am coming. I am dealing with somebody on the phone right now. Just give me a minute.
Is that Danica? Is she there with you now?
It's Kevin and Kristin. We just want to say hello, and we're big fans.
Okay, well, she's not here because I don't know Danica McKellar.
Well, then who's in the room with you?
My kids.
We are huge fans.
If we just yell it, can she hear it through your phone?
No, and please do not yell through my phone.
We love you.
You guys are invading my privacy, and this is totally inappropriate. Like, I don't want to get lawyers involved, but I will. This is insane.
Danica's lawyers. So you're saying we have to go through I get it. Like, it's not just a manager. We need to talk to, like, lawyers and stuff. That's fine. We're willing to do that. We just want to talk to her. Danica, can you hear us back there?
Can you hear us?
Guys, stop. First of all, it's sad and pathetic that this is what you choose to do with your lives, is to reach out to Danica McKellar. Second of all, you don't even have the right number. You have me, James, and I am trying to get 2 kids to go to bed, and instead, I am having to deal with you.
Kristin, do you know who else really loves kids and wrote a kid's book?
Danica McKellar?
Yeah, it's like about math and stuff. We love you, Danica. Yeah.
Please stop.
If you could just give Danica a message. Once again, Kristin and Kevin, we just wanted to say we're huge fans and happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, if I just pretend to give it to her.
Yes.
So let's just say I know her.
I knew it. I knew it.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Yes.
I do not. But if I just tell you that I do, but I don't.
You do. Yes.
I do not. No, I do not. But then, will you please stop calling me?
Yes, if you tell her right now.
I can't tell her right now because she's not here because I don't know her. This isn't going to work. You two are insane.
I think she's there.
I think she's there. We'll call you when your kids don't need to go to bed.
We'll give you a call back like at 2 a.m. We'll ask this. Does this put you off Hallmark films? Will you continue to watch Hallmark films? Where are you with this movie?
I will continue watching Hallmark movies. I will continue commenting about them, and I'll continue watching Remark so I can enjoy your enjoyment of them.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love to love. I love love.
Terry loves love. Jason, you better get a plug in for Remark in there.
Well, I was gonna say, like, so I did go back and watch I've watched some episodes of Remark to prepare for this, and then I ended up watching a lot of episodes of Remark, and I realized it's like any of those, like I listen to How to Get Played podcast, like anytime I listen to something about something, I'm like, well, now I have to go do it.
Yeah.
So I suspect that as I continue watching Remark videos, I will probably have to go watch the movie. Like, I would never on my own go do it because it's just not my cup of tea. I'm not in Emily's camp. I don't have love in my life. I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch these people amble gently with zero trauma toward love. So it's not my cup of tea. But I do love watching people tear them apart. So I need the context to be able to laugh along. So I will most likely keep watching them, mostly just so I can keep watching you two tear them apart with special guests that I love and enjoy very much.
Well, that is very nice. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody watching any of these Remark episodes. As always, you can subscribe. You'll see it at the end of the episode. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll never miss a thing. Emily, what can we plug for you?
Comedy Sports offers amazing classes. If you've ever seen Comedy Sports, like, you've seen how much fun everyone's having. It is exactly that much fun. So check it out on our website and comedysportsphilly.com and come sign up for a class.
Awesome. And the link is right there below you. Jason, how about yourself?
If you want to check out Comedy Sports Chicago, we are on Twitch. We perform every Friday and Saturday at 7:30 and 9:30, and our minor league plays every Wednesday at 7:30, and our rec league plays every Sunday, and that's twitch.tv/CSZN Chicago. And every once in a while, I make a guest appearance.
Ooh.
It's fun.
Thank you guys so much. And where are we at? Happy Thanksgiving. Right?
Hey!
Are you incapable of making out unless you're under mistletoe? You're not alone. Join our mistletoe support group today. 1-800-MISTLE-KISS-ONLY.